Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a little bit since I gave an update. I normally don't do monthly update videos, but today I thought it made a lot of sense to recap the month of February between my first authority website as well as the second website that I'm building to 1,000 articles. A lot's kind of happened in the last couple weeks and some really good things that I've seen on my first website. So I kind of wanted to do one video highlighting both sites, which both have over 500 articles published, and kind of go from there in terms of what the income is being generated from the first website, as well as the traffic numbers that I'm seeing from both. So let's jump right into it. Publishing 500 articles on each of my authority websites, February 2021 update. Okay, so website number one, this was started in April of 2020, and this was the first video that I put out on my channel, which was my first website I ever built in the niche website space. I built it at the beginning of COVID. It was a hobby niche. There was a massive content push in the first 4 or 5 months of the website. And half of the content early on, so I'd say maybe the first 100 articles, about 50 of them were best X for Y articles. So focusing on those Amazon affiliate keywords, trying to generate commissions on Amazon with clicks through that article. And eventually I said, you know what, I'm going to focus more on informational articles. I can always, strategically place Amazon affiliate products in those informational articles. And I thought most important thing was just grabbing traffic. So once I did keyword analysis, from that point on, everything was really just an informational content push all the way to 500 plus articles, which I achieved in December of 2020. So in 8 months, I had 500 articles on the website. The first 50 to 60 articles I wrote. Then from that point on, majority was outsourced. I had a team of writers. I tried different writing services, kind of did a little bit of everything, made every mistake you could think of. But it was all good in terms of learning how this business works and how the online publishing business kind of works itself out. So that website now is 780,000 words. You'll notice if you've been watching my other videos, I actually only have 521 articles now. I deleted a couple. I think I deleted 5 articles. I kind of looked through my site and saw 5 articles that weren't getting any traffic at all. They didn't really target a keyword. They weren't really written that well. And what turns out is when I first built my website, I think the first 7 articles I had done, somebody wrote the articles for me and helped me set up the template and get the site going. I spent like several $100s on that process. It definitely wasn't worth it. And those articles have no impact on my site. So I wound up deleting 5 of them. 2 of them, I'm going to see if they can eventually bring some traffic. I highly doubt it, but I figured to do a little content pruning, which allows the Google bot to focus on my other pages a little bit more, especially early on my website. I don't want those pages to kind of give the only impression of Google about what my website is. So getting rid of them, I think, is only going to help, and it's not really taking away anything. So with that said, 521 articles, still a ton of content. And the thing I'm more excited about is that the average article is still around 1,500 words, which I really went after a lot of those 2,000, 3,000 word pillar pieces of content, which was great, answering those longer questions and hopefully trying to rank for those long tail keywords. Organic keywords on SEMRush. Now this chart is a little misleading. You're going to see some great growth from June, July, August. I mean, the numbers really shot up in terms of keywords just being picked up. But if you look ever so closely towards the bottom where it says, looking at the key, it says top 3s in yellow. I had almost no articles ranking in the top 3 for June, July, and August, which is expected. I mean, the website was 4 or 5 months old. And ever since then, focusing specifically on January, February, and March, actually, I have a lot more articles ranking in the top 3, and every month it's climbing substantially. I think I have over 280 articles ranking in the top 3 now, or 280 primary keywords ranking in the top 3, even though that my total keyword count is kind of going down or settling out. So I think the important thing to note here is as my website's aging, I may be jumping out of the SERPs for some keywords, but if it's on, page 8, result 84, I'm not really going to care about that. I rather go after keywords that I'm actually going to rank and bring in traffic. And as the website's aging, more keywords are ranking in that top 3, which is what you would expect, which is great. So from what I see here, my site started losing keywords in December, and you can see once it starts kind of coming down on the graph. But once it's kind of hit February, keywords are starting to climb again. So not only am I ranking more for top 3 keywords, but actually more, organic keywords overall are starting to re-index and get some exposure for those articles, which I'm happy about. Moving into the next chart. So organic search traffic on Google Analytics. Now, if you remember, I made a video discussing how I removed eZoic ads from my website. It was really slowing down my site. I was paying for eZoic Site Speed Accelerator. I didn't really know if it was eZoic, if it was my site, my theme. I decided just to skip the eZoic ads. I mean, it was making $180, $200 a month in ads, which was nice to have as income, but I didn't want that to be the reason my website's growth would be hindered early on, especially in the first year. So I figured, get rid of the ads. Let's kind of see what happens. And now, now I have a dilemma. I removed ads and traffic just went straight up. To be exact, actually traffic was up 20% in February versus January. And I actually took off ads, I think, in the first couple of days of February, so it could even be up higher. But what I really think is what happened is not only did my website get a little faster, but it seems like the seasonality in my niche is starting to come back into my favor. This niche will do really well the next couple of months as we approach, May, June, July, August. And it'd be really interesting to see how it reacts to the seasonality component. If traffic continues to climb like this, which I don't think it's going to slow down in the next couple of months at all. I think it's only going to continue to climb from this point, just the way this niche is. I want to try and shoot for just going for Mediavine. I mean, right now I'm getting 600 to 700 views a day at this point organically. If I can throw in some other traffic sources like Pinterest or Facebook to maybe throw another 100 visitors a day at that point and have the organic traffic double, I'm not that far away from Mediavine if you get to the point of maybe June or July. So I'm going to see where traffic continues to grow. I mean, the cool chart on the bottom, you can see the week-on-week growth. I mean, it's really kind of taken off, and I wouldn't be shocked if it's going to double what it was producing in November, December, January very soon. So going to continue to monitor that. Finally, happy to say that the site's starting to take off. It took some time. Articles kind of jumped the gun, I thought, a little bit early. I mean, you could see the growth that I had initially was really fast. I mean, I hit 500 visitors a day in about only 5 months, which I think is pretty unusual, and it kind of slowed down from that point. So who knows? Maybe my website's starting to take off now. It's an upward trajectory, which is really what you want to see, and I'll kind of see where it goes from there. Earnings for the website. So it did make about $100 last month from Amazon. If I didn't remove eZoic ads based on the current EPMV I was getting from January, I would have made about $200. So all in, the website's about a $300 income producer based on just the current Amazon, placements, as well as putting ads back on my site. And if you get 12,000 views, you're getting around a $25 RPM. It's a helpful thing I like to keep in mind. I mean, if I can quadruple traffic, right, going from 12, 24, 36, 48,000 views, that'd be a $1,200 a month income at that $25 RPM. Just helpful to keep into numbers for the way I look at things. Obviously, I don't expect traffic to quadruple the next couple months, but, I wouldn't be shocked if the traffic did double in the next couple months, just on the trajectory I'm seeing right now with more keywords ranking and heading into the prime season for my niche. The site is about 11 months old now, but majority of the content really has only had about 6 or 7 months to rank. So I'm really starting to see the benefits of that content aging in Google. Okay, so moving along to the next site. So website number 2, which this is the one I started December 2020, and this has kind of been the primary focus of most of the videos on my channel. The goal for this site is to build 1,000 articles by August of 2021. So within 9 months, I'm gonna put up 1,000 pieces of content, obviously quality pieces of content that are edited, formatted correctly, targeting queries where I can win the snippet, real high quality images. I do pay for images with deposit photos. And then everything's informational articles. I'm gonna eventually put Amazon into these articles to try and place it strategically where I can, move over some of those clicks to Amazon and potentially sell some products. But the focus right now is just get traffic and rank those articles, and the monetization will kind of fall into place. It is a competitive niche, I understand that, but I'm going after low comp keywords or keywords that no one's really tried to tackle just because they didn't have that much search volume. So originally my first 50 to 100 articles were even lower comp than what I'm going for now. And then as more and more content's on my website and it starts to age and gain authority, I will be targeting more medium competition keywords. And the goal is to monetize a media vine. 50,000 sessions is what the requirements are. That would be about 1,667 sessions a day, just to give myself an idea of what I have to strive towards. The word count is 588,000 words, which isn't that much considering I have 575 articles. It's because majority of the content is response posts, answering questions of underserved topics, and the average winds up being just over 1,000 words per article. Indexing articles on Google Search Console. This is just a helpful chart that I like to look at from time to time to see how much articles are being picked up by Google Search Console in terms of what's getting indexed. And you can see that by the green bars. The blue line is actually impressions for what's coming in through Google Search Console, and that's just steadily climbing. It should continue to climb slowly. Hopefully in the next month or two, I should kind of see that big hockey stick type of jump in the impressions, which will hopefully have a lot of clicks follow it shortly after. SERProbot has been great for this project. I kind of regret not using SERProbot for my first authority website. I might eventually add it back there and try and focus on some keywords. But the nice thing about doing it as you're creating a project and publishing the articles is every time I hit publish on an article, I take that primary keyword and I put it into SERProbot. So SERProbot, you'll see it has like 589 keywords in there right now. That's 589 articles. So the primary keyword for each article I'm tracking, which will give me a good idea about the site's health, how new articles are being indexed, how I'm winning snippets, how I'm winning first page rankings. I'm really liking this system. It's probably my favorite thing to check every day. I actually enjoy checking SERProbot more than my Google Analytics and Google Search Console, which is kind of funny. But from the middle of February to now, in just a couple of weeks, you can see the growth that the site's already had in terms of content indexing and starting to rank. I mean, I went from 67 articles in the top 100 to 115, which almost doubled, even though I only published maybe 175 articles between the two time periods. So as that content is published, it's starting to get indexed, it's starting to get picked up, and it's starting to rank for the primary keyword. You'll see the biggest jumps actually in the top 30, top 10, and then even the top 3, I actually am starting to win some first position rankings. At this point in time, I already won 3 snippets. Most of them have anywhere from 30 to 70 searches per month, but they actually are getting a decent amount of clicks from my Google Search Console and bringing in a couple clicks per day. So those were definitely successful low comp keywords. They did their job. They won the snippet in 2 or 3 months, and now they're bringing in some traffic to my website, which is essential for your initial growth early on. So happy to see that there. The next screen, I haven't showed this before, but this is just kind of give you an idea of how the rankings are looking and what are the keyword volumes for those terms. So you can see what I'm currently ranking for in the top 10. I have a few articles that are at 10 or 11 just outside, but this is just kind of what I wanted to show in terms of what the volume is. So some volume for these phrases, and this is according to SERProbot, have 0 search volume. Some have 10, and then some have anywhere from 1,900 to 2,400 searches per month that I'm in the top 10 or just around there. So keywords are ranking. There's really no rhyme or reason to why these keywords are the ones that jumped. I have other 0 competition keywords that are ranking 50 or not ranking at all that I eventually expect to climb. It's just a matter of what's getting indexed and what's kind of being picked up by Google. A little bit of luck there. I'm sure it's all going to even out as the next few months go on, but this is encouraging to see early on. You want to be winning snippets, you want to be winning search positions early on and grabbing those clicks from Google to show your website that you're credible and that you're providing content that's helpful to the user. Organic search traffic on Google Analytics, it's been slow. It hasn't been that big of a jump as it was early on. I think from what I saw from January to February, I was a little more optimistic that things would move a little bit quicker. But even looking deeper into the analytics, most of that traffic early on was actually from Bing, Yahoo, and other search engines. So just now is Google actually adding a significant amount of clicks towards my analytics stats. I think in the beginning it was like 2 or 3 clicks a day from Google. Now Google's contributing anywhere from 10 to 15 clicks a day. So it's starting to add up, and hopefully that's just going to be a snowball effect and it continues to grow and build momentum. And this chart is only going to rise as we get into March and April. Those numbers should eventually hit 50 to 100 per day rather consistently. Google Search Console, and this is just kind of piggybacking on the last couple charts and some things that I mentioned earlier. A lot of clicks coming in. They're building some momentum. Impressions are growing. And if you look at the analytics, I mean, most of these clicks are coming from like 6 or 7 articles. When you have 500 plus articles on a website and you only have 5 or 6 generating all your traffic, it's a little concerning. But for a site that's only 90 days old, there's nothing to worry about just yet. The rhyme or reason why the original articles are ranking versus the ones that aren't ranking right now, there's really no difference between them. They're the same writers, they're the same content, same type of answer target formatting. They're eventually going to rank. Question is, will they be number 1? Will they be top 10? We'll see. That's going to be interesting to see what happens down the line. But I just want to see impressions rising and those clicks to slowly follow as the Google Search Console provides more data in the coming weeks. Okay, it's a little disappointed about the Pinterest push. I was really excited about Pinterest when I first started it, and I put up 10 pins in the first day, and I haven't put up 1 pin since. So you can actually see I should have probably stuck with it. I'm getting some impressions on a monthly basis. In the last 30 days, I think it says 148 impressions. I actually got 6 outbound clicks, which is clicks to your website and to that article. So if you kind of crank up the Pinterest production and maybe put out 10 pins a day, who knows, maybe that could be a couple hundred clicks per month, and that can only be a compound effect from that point. But I'm going to try and put some time aside in the next couple days or weeks to just put out a few more pins. If I can even just do 10 pins a month just to start and kind of build up some momentum and create some presence for the Pinterest account, that may not be a bad idea. I have no experience with Pinterest at all. I literally make the Pinterest post from Canva. They're these nice, trendy looking type of signs. And I guess they are prompting people to click on the link and check it out, which is good. Probably should spend some more time on Pinterest for sure. Okay, backlinks. So, and this is really speaking more to my second website. I am using Haro. I'm trying to win some premium links through Haro, which is help a reporter out. You're essentially answering questions for reporters about a topic, trying to be the expert in the space or somebody that can, perhaps share an anecdote or story about the situation. And as a result, you win a link on the article and they, link back to your blog, which is a pretty good gig because it's a free service. It just costs you time to kind of sit there and answer the questions and go through it. But another thing I'm doing too is the niche edits and link inserts. I found a really good provider that actually places your links on real blogs that have like AdThrive and Mediavine ads that are real people, not these like fake websites with no traffic. And I'm really justifying the price for these links. They're not that bad. It depends on the quality of link that you want, but I'm trying to go for anywhere from, DA20, DA30, DA40 types of links. A lot of you have been asking about what backlink provider I use. I will share the provider I use for niche edits. I will leave a link in the description. So if you do want to check out that service, check out my description and click on that link. It'll give you, it'll forward you straight to his portal where you can order links from the provider. His name's John, really good guy, terrific customer service. I talk to him on Skype like 3 times a week. He's actually really nice in helping me just index my posts. He has like an indexing service that helps me index them quicker rather than just doing everything through Google Search Console. So it's really nice to have a full service, niche edit provider that helps me with SEO. And he's been a good contact. And I do want to share that information with you guys if you're looking to check out his niche edits. Outreach and guest post. I'm trying a few providers. Carl Broadband actually recommended me his guest post provider, which he discusses in his videos. I'm going to give him a go. I sent him one order for a DA50 plus link. I have a few others I'm trying out. I just feel like with the guest posts, you always get these guest posts on these websites that are really just guest post websites, which is not what I want. I want to have a guest post on a site that's 99% of it's like an actual blog that adds value to the reader and, focuses on content that helps its community, and also that it's getting natural organic search traffic. So that's kind of been the struggle right now. I'm trying to find a good guest post provider. Also thinking about doing the outreach method of having somebody reach out to providers and reaching out to different websites and trying to see if I can, get a guest post that way, but still kind of weighing my options there. But you can see some decent success so far in terms of my domain rating, the backlinks coming in. It's a slow growth, which is something I like. Keywords ranking, and this is obviously all according to Ahrefs. And there's kind of something to think about here, and I really like to be active on the forums and kind of see what other people are saying. For those that know me from Discords, I do like to share information about my websites and answer other questions for other people when I can help if possible. I thought this was just a great response that somebody gave me. This is on Builder Society, one of the online marketing forums, and he had such a great response to something that I mentioned. So I wrote, still, I feel like for 3 months with a massive content push, I'd love to get more love from Google crawlers. And the moderator on the forum just provided such a terrific outline of what his interpretation is of the Google algorithm and how your content ranks and how pages take time to age in the SERPs. And he kind of broke it down month by month. And I thought it was pretty interesting. So month 1 by 3, you come flying out of the gates with content and links. Month 3 to 6, you keep publishing links and content, maybe slower because you get disheartened, but you also see trickles of meaningful traffic. So pretty much what it's trying to say here is people get so excited the first couple months of their project, very similar to the type of encouragement I had about my 1,000 article website journey. They put out all this content, they maybe invest some money in links and marketing initiatives, and then after a couple months, they get discouraged and want to give up. And that's not how this business works. It takes time. You're seeing that with my first website, which is just approaching a year now. The traffic's finally starting to take off despite most of the articles being published in the first 6 months. It takes time. It takes time for your website to gain authority. It takes time for your article to index. It takes time for your backlinks to index. It's a process. I think right now I'm going to go from a 1-year horizon to a 2-year horizon on most of my website investments. I don't think it's fair to judge your website until it reaches the 1.5 to 2 year mark. Continuing to build it, be smart about what you're doing. Obviously, still target articles that you think will eventually bring in traffic because they're low competition, or you're writing just such a fantastic post that people are going to want to see it or link to it. But I thought that was just such a great post that he put up, and it's just something that you should all remember when you're building your websites. And something I always try to tell myself is, it is a long game. If it was easy to rank in Google, all the spammers would just be putting up, all these pages with all irrelevant information that wasn't actually helping the internet, and they would rank at the top of all the SERPs. So the algorithm, the hypothetical Google sandbox is put in effect to help people like us. Don't let it discourage you. At the end of the day, great content will rule, and that's just something you got to remain focused on. And just wrapping it up, so the conclusion for my first site is, do I want to add ads back onto the site? Now, Ezoic ads, I had great experience working with them, and I made a pretty good, EPMV from those ads. I think it was around the $15 to $16 mark pretty consistently. But if my website's going to slow down and the traffic's going to come back down, I don't know if the traffic's going to come back down. I might just want to put ads on there just to see what type of impact it has on my site. But I think I kind of want to wait another month or two just to see how much my traffic continues to grow. I'm at a point right now where traffic's kind of growing anywhere from, 10 to 15% a week right now over the past couple weeks. I don't want to stop that. I want that to just continue growing, see where it ends up. I don't think it's going to slow down anytime soon because the next couple months is just getting closer in season for me. So I'm going to continue to monitor that closely, and I will provide updates on what I decide to do there. That website is approaching a year, like I mentioned earlier. And the second thing is for website number 2, obviously no income, no considerable amounts of traffic yet. I mean, the site's 3 months old, not expecting anything, but still stay to the process, put up a lot of content. I need to get to 1,000 articles by August. As discouraging as it might seem with no traffic coming in, I believe the fruits of my labor will still come in well after that if I do get to 1,000 articles and continue with my massive content push. I said I'm roughly 58% of the way there. I have 575 articles. I think I have another 10 or 15 that my writers just sent me this morning I'm going to get to uploading, and that's pretty much going to be it. If you guys have any questions about what I'm doing, or just general questions about affiliate marketing or niche websites, be sure to leave a comment. I think I will make a video, or at least go around to all the comments and just answer the questions. I've kind of noticed a lot of the comments are coming in on some older videos. So if you have a question that wasn't answered yet, drop it on this video. I'm happy to go through all the comments and see where I can help if possible. I love discussing this stuff. While I don't think I know close to everything that there is to know, I do think I've learned a lot from other people in the space where I'm happy to share the knowledge that I may have. And we'll continue to grow as a community and see where we can continue to make our websites bigger and more successful. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it.